What's up YouTube, my name is Nick Carl and today we are going to be installing this Rev 9 high flow catted downpipe on my 2004 Subaru Forester XT. This downpipe will also be a direct drop-in fit for the 2002 to 2007 WRX. And you might be wondering why I'm installing a catted downpipe and removing my catless downpipe. And the reason being is because I've been having issues over boosting in 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear. Now before you say how can you have too much boost, let me explain. Boost creep occurs when essentially boost levels exceed a predetermined amount set by the ECU, which causes the car to undergo fuel cuts to prevent damage to the engine. And one of the reasons why having a catless downpipe can contribute to the issue is because there is less back pressure in a downpipe that doesn't have cats, and therefore this can cause the wastegate to operate incorrectly and effectively stay closed. First things first, we're gonna jack up the car. We're gonna wanna make sure the parking brake is engaged and the car is in gear. This will prevent any chance that the car may roll. The two jack stand points are going to be right behind the wheel wells. And you do want to make sure that both jack stands are at the same height. You can check these little notches here to make sure. And then you'll just go ahead and lower the car onto these stands. And your downpipe and your turbo is going to sit right there in the left corner. Now you may have to remove your intercooler if you have your downpipe heat shield. I don't have mine installed, so I'm going to be leaving the intercooler on. Next, you're going to want to loosen the 5 downpipe bolts. You're going to need 2 14mm wrenches to do so. If you're finding that the bolts are really stuck, you can use a 1/2-inch breaker bar with the socket to get them loose. And then you can switch to a ratcheting wrench. And to get the bolts all the way loose, if you just put a wrench on one side and your socket on the other, then you can just quickly loosen it. Leave this top bolt in. That will just hold the downpipe in place as we remove all the other bolts, as well as on the exhaust side. Before removing the exhaust flange bolts, you're just going to want to pull the O2 sensor out. Just a cheap adjustable wrench should do the trick. Just a nice little snug, and it's loose. And with the O2 sensor out, we're just going to want to clean off some of that black carbon buildup. Next, we're just going to remove these 2 exhaust flange bolts. And lastly, we're just going to remove the downpipe hanger bolt. It's also a good idea to elevate the remaining portion of the exhaust. That way, once you remove the downpipe, it won't fall. Now that we have removed all the exhaust bolts, there's just that one remaining on the top. Once we take that bolt out, then we can just drop the downpipe down. If you have a buddy, you might want to have him go under the car and hold the downpipe as you lower it down to him. Since it's just me today, I'll show you what I got set up right here. Here I just have a block of wood just propping up the downpipe. He's going to be my little buddy today. Now I'm just going to remove the last bolt. And right now the downpipe's just being propped up by that piece of wood. I'm going to head under the car and just pull it through. And with the oxygen sensor out and all the mounting bolts are now off, we're just going to want to move this piece of wood that we used to prop up the downpipe, and we're just going to slowly lower the downpipe down. And right there is the inside of the turbo. On the right side is the wastegate, and on the left side is the turbine. Here is the catless downpipe we just pulled out. The install process for the catted downpipe is going to be the exact same, but in reverse order. And the new Rev 9 catted downpipe has been installed. My shirt is an absolute mess. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of everything I did just to make sure you don't miss anything. And first off, the 5 bolts up on top. I just tightened all them down. And on the underside, I tightened the 2 exhaust flange bolts, as well as the oxygen sensor, and I tightened the exhaust hanger, which you can't actually see on this side, but it's on the other side. Now that she's all tightened up, we're just gonna lower her down. Now that she's all put back together, let's pull her out and see how she sounds.